Good afternoon, year 5. How are you all today? Hope you are very well and ready to start the session. Now, before I start today's lesson, let us go to our previous session so that we have a continuity, okay? So, what did we learn in the last lesson? I told you two stories, how Duryodhan poisoned Bhim, and then the second one, how the Pandavas and Kauravas got their teacher. Yes, the ball game. So let's go to through these two stories and then we go to today's session. Now, who had planned the picnic? Duryodhan, Dushashan, and their maternal uncle Shakuni. Where was the picnic? On the banks of river Yamuna. What did they do? They fed Bhim with poisoned food, and this made Bhim sleepy and then unconscious. And then what happened? He was thrown into the river. Which river? Yamuna. And then the water swept Bhim and he reached Naglok, the land of the snakes. Now, he was given a strong potion over there to drink, and then when he returned back to Hastinapur, he was even more stronger than before. Now, let's go to the next one. How the Pandavas and Kauravas got their teacher. Who was playing with the ball? The Pandavas and Kauravas. And where did the ball fall? Into a dry well. They didn't know how to remove it. So that time a smart Brahmin passing by heard that them and went there. And then what did he do? He used the blades of the dry grass to create a string-like feature and then got the ball out. And then Bhishma was taken by Arjun to that place where the Brahmin had stayed. And who was he? Drona. Yes. Now, who was the friend of Drona who had humiliated him? Drupad. Yes. And what made Drona accept the proposal? To seek revenge. Now, after the Pandavas and Kauravas become the students of Drona and Kripa. So now I'll address Drona and Kripa as a different personality because now they are teachers. So Dronacharya and Kripacharya became the teachers of the Pandavas and Kauravas. Now when they were staying together, Drona decided to teach his son Ashwathama. Who was his son? Ashwathama. Yes. Ashwathama joined the Pandavas and Kauravas in the training camp. Now, as the training went on, the difference between the Pandavas and Kauravas grew bigger and bigger. The hatred by the Kauravas towards the Pandavas grew. Why? Because whichever task the two teachers gave, the Pandavas would successfully finish, and then the Kauravas would be lagging. So this angered the Kauravas the more. Now, in the Gurukul, Arjun's talents increased. Okay, be more strong. Now, Arjun's talent increased. The reason why it increased was because Arjun was a very good learner. He used to go out of the way to learn from Dronacharya. So when Dronacharya used to be teaching his son Ashwathama things, Arjun would join in. And Drona would always welcome Arjun and say, yes, come. And he would learn with Ashwathama. Now, even Ashwathama was like, he took the side of the Kauravas. He always thought that the Kauravas were owners of Hastinapur. So, most of the time he supported the Kauravas without thinking what was right, what was wrong. He just sided with the Kauravas till the end. Now, what happened was that after the training was over, the guru, that is Dronacharya, asked the Kauravas and Pandavas that I want my Guru Dakshina. Now, Guru Dakshina is the fee you pay to the teacher. So, Dronacharya says, now is the time you give me my Guru Dakshina. And I want to see who can do that. And that time, everyone was like, we are ready to give you your Guru Dakshina. Tell us what is your Guru Dakshina. So that time, Drona asked the Pandavas and Kauravas to go fight with King Drupad. Yes, King Drupad. And capture him and bring him before Dronacharya. Once they do that, the Guru Dakshina will be delivered. So the Kauravas went, saying that we will go first because we are big in number and all that. But mind you, King Drupad and his army were far more stronger than what the Kauravas had thought. The Kauravas were taken captive as prisoners. Now, the 5 Pandavas had to go and get the Kauravas back because, of course, they were their cousins. So they went. After a fierce battle, the Pandavas managed to catch Drupad and free the Kauravas from them. Now what happens? They brought him to Dronacharya and said, here. Dronacharya freed Drupad and told him, I am going to release you because whatever belonged to you, because I have won the battle, it belongs to me now. But you are my friend. So I return half of your kingdom back to you. You are my friend. Go in peace. Now, Drupad left that place feeling deep inside, humiliated and very angry. He wanted to seek revenge for all this that had happened. But he did not say utter. He just smiled like nothing had happened and walked away. Now, on the other side, when the Pandavas and Kauravas went back to Hastinapur and they all got a chance to portray all their, what you can say, talents to everyone. Most of the people in Hastinapur were impressed with the Pandavas and they loved Yudhishthir the most because his nature was totally different. Now, a time came when now Dhritarashtra was advised by all the other ministers and Bhishma to choose the future king of Hastinapur. Now, Dhritarashtra badly wanted to choose Duryodhana. And Duryodhana was waiting eagerly to become the king. Now, what happened was, Dhritarashtra had no option but to declare Yudhishthir as the crown prince of Hastinapur. Yes, and what happened after that? Duryodhana was furious, even his brothers. So the Kauravas were very angry with their father's decision. But then Dhritarashtra told Duryodhana, I have no other choice. If I had chosen you, the people of Hastinapur would have not accepted. Duryodhana says, but whatever you have done to me, it is wrong, and I am not happy about it. And he walked away. Now, here in Duryodhana's mind, the anger and the hatred was now like, like a nose line, where just a little punch and finished. So now Duryodhana was going to go to an extent which was beyond thinking. He decided that he does not want Kunti and the Pandavas to live anymore. Yes, Kunti also now, he did not want to live. So, what did he do? Then we start talking about the Lakshagrah incident. Now, the Lakshagrah incident is where Duryodhana planned in this to get rid of Kunti and the Pandavas once and for all. So what does he do? He calls for his most trusted minister Purochan. He calls him and tells him, what I want you to do is, you go to a place which is known as Varnavat. Okay? When you reach Varnavat, what I want you to do is that you build a beautiful palace. Okay? A very beautiful palace using inflammable material, jute and wax. Yes, jute and wax. Now you'll ask me, what is jute? Now jute is a plant where if you take the leaves and then try to tear the leaf, there are some thread like, yes, those are used to make cloth material. So he was told to use jute for the cloth material in the palace, means the curtains, the bed sheets and everything. Now, what happens? Purochan goes to Varnavat, builds the beautiful palace with a design which was so fascinating that anyone would just love to go and stay there. Yes. And you know what he had done? Purochan had designed the palace in such a way that there was only one entrance which was the only exit. Instead of making big windows, he had made some holes, small holes in the walls where just little light and air could pass. Otherwise, the palace was like that now. And just next to the palace, there is the entrance. He built his own house. And once it was ready, he sent a message to Duryodhana and told him that the palace is ready. So now what does Duryodhana do? He goes to Dhritarashtra and tells, you have to send the Kunti and the Pandavas to Varnavat. The people over there really want to see their future king. So just send them there. It will be a holy day. So Dhritarashtra was like, oh, now we are thinking good. Okay, so he did that. So Dhritarashtra called for Kunti and the Pandavas to go to Varnavat and meet the people over there. Now, when Kunti and the Pandavas went to Varnavat, Hastinapur's chief minister, Vidur, who was the uncle of the Pandavas and Kauravas, sent Yudhishthira a message. With the messenger had been carrying a mouse trap. Now in the mouse trap there was 6 mice. Told a messenger, deliver this to Yudhishthira. So the messenger went and delivered the mouse trap to Yudhishthira. Now when Yudhishthira saw this mouse trap with the 6 mice, he understood the message behind that. The mouse trap was Varnavat, the palace, and the 6 mice represented Kunti and the 5 Pandavas. So he understood that Vidur was telling that this is a trap set by Duryodhana and you have fallen into that trap. So now Yudhishthira started thinking. Now secretly Vidur had sent a minor to the 5 Pandavas in Varnavat. So what did they do? The Pandavas, with the help of the minor, the Pandavas dug an underground tunnel from the floor of the palace up to the riverside in the forest. Now this task was done in such a way that nobody knew about it, okay? So now the time had been set by Purochan, went to set fire to the palace. Yes, the plan had been to set fire to the palace so that when the fire catches, yes, the palace burns. And in that fire, Kunti and the Pandavas were supposed to die. So it was like, it would look like an accident that happened. Nobody would have known the evil mind of Duryodhana, but that is what had happened. Duryodhana had started thinking so bad. Now, the night before the fire was supposed to be set, what happens? Purochan, and there was a woman with her 5 sons who had helped Purochan in the task of building this palace and all that. They were all sitting, enjoying. They had drunk so much and they were talking. And here the Pandavas had stayed vigil for all the nights. One Pandav used to stay awake to keep watch of everything. Now, what did they hear? Purochan and the woman were discussing with the 5 sons. Tomorrow is the last day for this Kunti and the Pandavas. After that, they will all go to heaven. Here, Duryodhana will become the king. Everything is going to be fine. That way. Now, because they were drunk so much, they all fell asleep and didn't even know what was happening. And that is the time the Pandavas set fire to the palace and escaped through the tunnel going out to the riverside where there was a boat waiting for them to take them away from there. Now, on this side, Purochan died with the woman and her 5 sons in that fire. So, when the news came that the palace has burnt, and then they found the body of Purochan, the woman and the 5 sons, what did everyone think? Purochan, Kunti and the 5 Pandavas had died. Everybody was sad, but they all thought that this is an accident. So, and they were not very happy to hear of that. But on the other side, who knew the truth? Kunti, the five Pandavas, and Vidur. Yes, because of Vidur's intelligence, Kunti and the Pandavas' lives have been saved. The next move was Kunti and the five Pandavas left that place with no trace of their. Okay, and then they went to a place which is known as H.R.E. Yes, when they went to H.R.E, they went as ordinary citizens. Yes, nobody came to know them over there. They took shelter in a Brahmin's house and stayed there. They were like Brahmins now. So Kunti and the five Pandavas began living there. Life was like, as they had gone as Brahmins, these guys as Brahmins. So they used to do all the activities like Brahmins. Go out for alms and come back. Now, one night Kunti heard the owner of the house, the wife, their father, and the children crying. So she was like, what is happening? So when they saw Kunti, they stopped. But Kunti had overheard their conversation, so she asked them, what is the problem? Tell me, I can help you. And that time, the owner of the house, the head of the house, said that there is a demon who is known as Bakasur. He used to invade our village every day. But then we came to an agreement that once in a week we shall send one person in the house with a cart full of food and 2 cows to Bakasur so that he could eat. Now, tomorrow it happens to be our family who is supposed to do that. So we were deciding who will go. So here Kunti tells that since I'm part of a family, I shall also want to give you my say. And what does she say? No, not any one of you in the house will go. I have 5 sons. I can sacrifice one. But for me, I know Bhim, he can get rid of all these problems for us. So I decide that I will send my Bhim to Bakasur with a cart full of food. So she went back to the Pandavas and told them about Bakasur and the rest of part of it. So Bhim, it was decided that Bhim will go. So the next morning Bhim takes the cart full of food driven by the 2 cows and goes to where Bakasur was on the outskirts of H.R.E. Now, by the time Bhim reaches that place where Bakasur used to stay, he started feeling hungry. So what did he do? He went to sit at the back of the cart and started eating. And then when Bakasur woke up and came out of the cave, he saw Bhim eating his food. He was angry. So he tried to snatch the food from Bhim. And snatching food from Bhim was not easy. Bhim shoved him away, so Bakasur fell. Now this made angered Bakasur and he stood up and gave a mighty blow to Bhim. He stopped Bhim from eating. So now what happens? Here both of them start fighting. Both of them were very strong. With mighty blows and punches and all that, they were hitting each other. Then Bakasur uprooted trees and threw them at Beam. Beam would also throw them away. Stones and boulders were picked to throw at each other. A time came when Bakasur was sitting on top of Beam, and then Beam was sitting on top of Bakasur. Now Beam was getting like, let me finish it once and he gave mighty blows to Bakasur, and this made him fall down. And after that, Beam just hits him continuously and kills Bakasur. And that time, that was the end of Bakasur. Beam returns home. And when Beam returns home, everybody is shocked to see Beam and says, "You have come back. Now Bakasur will follow and come. We are going to be in trouble." Beam told them, "Don't worry at all. Don't worry at all. The story of Bakasur is over. Bakasur is now history. He is dead." Now, the people of H.R.E were not convinced at all. So what did they do? They went back to where Bakasur used to live, and what they saw was that Bakasur was lying dead over there. They were so happy that, the scare, the fear of Bakasur they had in them was now a relief. The people of Bakasur could now live peacefully. Yes, so life in Bakasur was now a normal life without any fear. And that time, some messengers came to Lakshagrah. And what was the message? The king of Panchal, whose capital was Kampila. Yes, King Drupad was sending messengers all over, saying that he is holding a Swayamvar for his daughter Draupadi. So he was sending an invitation for Draupadi's Swayamvar, and everyone who wanted to attend this great event was most welcome. And this event was going to take place where Draupadi was supposed to get married. So that Draupadi Swayamvar's story will be our next section's story. Till then, we can stop here, and I will just say that stay at home, keep safe, take care. But before that, let's go back to what we have learned today. Yes, so I'll go very quickly. Okay, so who was the son of the Dronacharya? Ashwatthama. Yes, Ashwatthama. Then, where was this incident where Duryodhan had planned to get rid of Kunti and the Pandavas? Varnavat. Who was the person he had entrusted to do this duty? Purocha. Who saved Kunti and the Pandavas from this? Vidur. After, what did the Pandavas do to escape? They dug an underground tunnel from the floor of the palace to the riverside to escape from that plan. Where did they go to live after they left Varnavat? H.R.E. Which was the demon who was terrorizing H.R.E? Bakasur. Bakasur. Who killed Bakasur? Bhim. So that was all that we covered. Bye. See you. I will send a set of questions with we will answer after what we have discussed today. Bye. See you.